Hello there, YouTube. I am Necrostevo, and it's time to get ready with me. Here in week number 7, our penultimate week of the MGL. Our opponent is none other than Crepuscul, and I have her team here, so we can review what we have cooked up to go against this trainer. Crepuscul has access to Crocodile, Dragonair, Ivysaur, Staravia, Floette, Graveler, Quilava, Sandshrew in its Alolan form, Swadloon, and Corphish. Crocodile is her S tier and cannot hold the Eviolite. Tentatively, my guesses for the Eviolite, wherever that darn Eviolite is, will be the Ivysaur and the Floette. Those are going to be my two guesses here. As for what we are going to be bringing, let's take a look here. We have Execute the Porygon, just because it can outslow everything on that team. We are thinking, Uvaro. Anna, how do you say Uvaro?
What?
In The Sims, Uvaro. Oh wait, no, that's not what that's from. That's this Pokemon. That's Plumbob. Sul. We have Chigiri here. He's going to be Choice Scarf. We have Sir Billows once again. We're going to have Blinky with the Assault Vest. We're going to have Rufflet with a really cool... I'm thinking Rufflet needs to be our other Eviolite user, and this time maybe with Bulk Up, Aerial Ace, and Roost. Yeah, so that's going to be the team. Yeah, see? Yeah. I don't know why I did that. A little bit lower energy today just because, primarily because of work. Today was the first day off of work, so you always have that recovery day built in. Quite annoying, I must say. Do I have the right one? Yes. Alright, so you have minimum speed. Perfect. Here we have the quiet nature. Perfect. You have the wrong nature. So let's get our items first, and then we'll move on to the nature of things here. So we have Eviolite. And then you have our other Eviolite. You have Choice Scarf. I actually have Life Orb on you, which is pretty cool. Do I have a Life Orb nearby? I said a Life Orb nearby. No? Really? That's surprising. That's definitely an item I use relatively frequently. So let's come over here. Favorites first. Oh man, that sounds like something that I would have favorited, honestly. Let's do it by name. But yeah, just a little bit lower energy today because of work and just things at home being very annoying because of a certain tenant who is not welcome. See, that sounds like I'm talking about a person. I am not. But anyways, I digress. Or actually, I guess I could be talking about like a squatting, like a urchin, just like someone. I would not wish that on anyone except for my enemies. I do not understand the phrase, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Well then, they're not your worst enemy. Now then, are they? You think if someone is your worst enemy, you would wish terrible things on them. You know, commit is all I'm saying. But yeah, I also have a very annoying injury, but it's only taking away like 1 hit point right now. I bit the Schnapple out of my tongue a few days ago, and I bit it. I think I've bitten it each day since I bit it really hard, and it just hasn't healed properly. So it's just like an ongoing annoyance. So that is also going to affect my narrations. So if I slur my words, I'm not on the sauce. It is just that I don't have the dexterity to my tongue that I normally would. Shout outs to Sariana for that one. But I don't have the dexterity to my tongue that I normally would, so that is why it is annoying. Okay, so everyone has their items now. You'll also notice that Sir Billows has a Colbur Berry. That's because if Ivysaur comes from my opponent and it tries to knock off into Ghastly, That will make sure that we live, and we can hit it with an acid spray into hopefully a psychic is what I'm thinking there. Let's get our natures right here. Oh man, I'm all the way at the bottom now. Okay, so you're already quiet. I think we need to put naive onto our bloop onto you. And then I think I actually had adamant reboot. Oh, I actually meant to check on that, because if I go jolly, I can save a bunch of speed IVs. Adamant, of course, I hit harder. But does that matter? Say the Crocodile gets to +1. And he has +1 attack. He's rocking the Aqua Jet. And he has Life Orb. Is that something that I can live? That is what that's the main thing that I wanted to check out there. We'll go ahead and throw +1 onto here too. 315 speed. Okay, so Aqua Jet does 113 to 133 if I have no HP investment. However, I only need from my reboot to hit 285 speed. So we're going to lower this way down. Oops, too much. Too much. Too much. Alright, 286 is in there. So that gets me back a fair amount of HP EVs. Does that help me if I'm staring down a +1 Aqua Jet? It does not. Oh, I'm fascinated by that. Now, let's throw those same EVs into our defense and see if that helps. Because it just might. Look at that. I would actually have almost a 20% chance to live if Crocodile is going for a +1 Life Orb max attack Aqua Jet. Now, if Crocodile is jolly, then only a 30% chance to one-shot me from full. Now, the downside there is that if I throw off a Flare Blitz early in the battle, it might not matter, honestly. But here I am going to have the Scarf, and I will have Sucker Punch as well. So I am going to stick with Adamant because I'd rather have the extra damage from the Sucker Punch. So we will use our Adamanty, if ever it were. And then we need to change our Chin Chow to Timid. And I know I have some Timid mints around here. And then finally, Windbreaker, the Rufflet will be jolly for this battle. And that's Adamant currently, so we need to swap that too. Boing. You know, I just realized this whole time I haven't been recording. So, or rather, I have the audio. So I'm going to start the recording now, so that way you all can see what I'm doing. And how long? How far? Okay, so 8 minutes into the battle video is when I actually start here. So either I will start it right here. Hello there, YouTube. Or what's more funny is leaving up just the audio without you all being able to see what I am doing. I will decide. What did you say?
No, I can put something silly there.
Don't put something silly there. I want it to be demure and refined, and it's okay to put something silly. I'm okay with that. That would be more entertaining. But yeah, you guys ever forget to press record? No, couldn't be me. At least I recorded the audio, though, I will say. Alright, so I forgot what I was doing. Jolly. We need to make Rufflet jolly. Now that we're actually recording. So, jolly. Haha. Alrighty, so now, let's quickly go through and check our natures. We have quiet, naive, adamant, timid, and jolly. Haha. I am successful in correcting my wrongs. The other thing, actually I think I've used every single one of these. Yep, they already have nicknames, so I don't have to worry about IVs, which is nice. There's a Chansey right here. I gotta go destroy that horde. Okay, that's stuff for later. I love it when there's Chansey hordes though, because then you can go in there and wipe out a whole bunch of them, and then you get to use their Hapini dust in the item printer, and it's quite efficient for the different amount of items that you can print, and you get a whole bunch of treasures that you can sell for money. And you also will randomly get competitive items that you actually need. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at Porygon first. I believe that Porygon just has max HP, max special attack, with a single point in its special defense. Let's see if that's what we have here. Porygon. Alrighty, 187. Yep, so that's literally the same set as last time. So we are going to just look at your moves, which actually you might already know the moves you need to. Try Attack, Ice Beam, Recover, and Trick Room. So we do not need Psychic this week. So we're going to get rid of that. Boom. And we will also remember Ice Beam. Here, Tri Attack hits every single thing on this team except for the Graveler. Graveler would take a ton of damage from Ice Beam, and that will give me a stronger hit against Dragonair, Ivysaur, Swadloon, and Staravia. Generally, though, I am planning that I will probably just be clicking Tri Attack the majority of the time. We will PP max those later, but just like that, Execute the Porygon is complete. After that, please tell me you already know it. Gosh darn it. Okay, so we're gonna have to... that's another thing we gotta go do, but that is fine. So, for our dedicated lead this week, we're actually going to lead off with Vibrava. Vibrava is going to have First Impression, Stealth Rock, Draco Meteor, and Earth Power. If my opponent happens to lead with a Scarf, Staravia, number one, I'm hoping to see Intimidate from it, but if it's not Scarfed and it's like a weird bulky set, I will outspeed it. I'm just running max speed on my Vibrava. But if it is Scarfed, I have a guaranteed chance to live a Brave Bird from it. So I don't want any smoke from that Staravia. We are guaranteed to live it, and I won't have to deal with it. I don't have Earth Power. I have to go Earth Power here over my Scorching Sands, even with the Life Orb. If something like the Quilava comes in, Scorching Sands does not KO Quilava. So we're going to switch that over to Earth Power. Blink. And I also am going to be giving it Stealth Rocks here. I don't know if I'll get an actual chance to use it in this match, but I definitely want it if I need it. The ultimate lead that I would like to see here would actually be something like my opponent leads off with maybe Ivysaur, or just really anything that I can outspeed, because if we're not leading against the Staravia, the Quilava, or a possible, I'd say, I don't think Scarf Croconaw would be a thing, but if I see Dragonair, Staravia, or Quilava in the lead slot, we're attacking immediately. If I see Floette, Swadloon, Sandshrew, Graveler, or Corphish, then actually Corphish can probably one-shot this, but I should check that really fast. Let's see here. Vibrava. No book to speak of versus Corphish. Yeah, Corphish can one-shot me even without a choice ban. If Corphish comes, I'm going to assume that it's banded though. But, yeah. So we're going to teach Stealth Rocks here. My opponent does not have good removal, so that is why I'm thinking that this can be a good way to lead off and just get immediate rocks. Now, my opponent does have access to rocks and sticky webs between Graveler and, I believe, Sandshrew, and the Swadloon learns the sticky web. Now, the only thing we're missing is First Impression, which I have on there just in case something gets out of hand, like if there's setup coming out from things. Not as useful if the Dragonair is going for Dragon Dances, but it does provide me a small degree of insurance against everything else. So we need to come back and teach that move there. After that, we have our Reboot, who right here, I already have the right nature on it, so we just need to give it, what am I missing? Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch over Double Edge is what we are missing. Why do I not have Sucker Punch here? Gosh darn it. Alright, so we're going to forget Double Edge. And then we know to come back here too. Alright. After that, we have our Ghastly. Ghastly here. So I wanted to put Acid Spray onto Ghastly because something like a Eviolite Ivysaur is just so sturdy. And so by having Acid Spray on it, if it tries to swap in to take a hit, I can Acid Spray into Psychic, and that will KO the Ivysaur. So we're going to put Psychic on here. And I still need Sludge Wave. The other thing that's nice about Ghastly in this matchup is that I'm speed tying or faster than his entire team, which is why I am expecting... Oh wait, no. Her entire team, excuse me, is why I'm expecting maybe Choice Scarf Staravia. But Choice Scarf Staravia has trouble against something like Chinchou or something like Porygon, and I will have my own Eviolite on my Rufflet too, so just overall a few sturdy things there so that I can't get too out of hand. Acid Spray, of course, will lower my opponent's special defense by 2 stages, so that's why I think it's a good fit here. Oh, I already have Acid Spray. We're not making another one then. You use what you have. You know, we have Acid Spray at home. So come over here, use this TM. Acid Spray. Alrighty, get rid of Trick. Last week we actually brought Sir Billows and he didn't get to hit the field, which sometimes that's just the best thing. That means that you won, you didn't need to access all your tools. So here we need to put on our Chinchou. So Blinky here, this week is going to be Assault Vest because I really wanted Eviolite on Porygon and Rufflet. And there is a chance that our opponent can carry different coverage moves here. We are going to stay with Water Absorb though because it is just very sturdy against the likes of the Croconaw. It helps out against if we have a possible, whether it's like Corphish. Granted, Corphish can still hurt us a lot with the Dark type moves, but I just really like being able to swap into Croconaw. Croconaw could carry like Low Kick. I think could be a possible coverage move. It also gets Trailblaze, which would really hurt. But I can live one and hopefully take it down from there. Because we're not going to go very offensive this week with our Chinchou. So Scald, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Flip Turn. Perfect. And that leaves you. Okay, so on our Rufflet. Rufflet's going to have enough speed to outrun... I believe it's a max speed. Yep, 237 speed. It's for a max speed Croconaw is what I am worried about there. Where is Roost? What the French toast? Okay. We need to forget some moves here. We're going to forget Defog. We're going to forget Brave Bird. We're even going to forget U-Turn. Okay. I don't know why I did it that way. I probably should have checked for... Do I have close combat before I go bother? Okay, I do not. Okay. So first up here, we're going to... I don't think Roost is a TM. I'm pretty sure it is a egg move. So we will teach you close combat really fast. Yes. And then same thing with bulk up. I don't have any. It's not an egg move. Here's bulk up for you. And that means I'm just missing Roost now. Great. Oh, I guess I should check to see, but I don't think it is. It is not, so I was correct. Awesome. Now we need to head on out to the wilderness so that we can have a picnic and learn our moves. Normally I go to the Great Orchard there. Why not? Why not? We're going to go to the Grand Olive Orchard so that way we can talk to Gimmighoul. I saw that Goldango's... Ooh, that was cool to see that spawn in. I saw that Goldango's signature move, Make It Rain, got nerfed in Champions. And I think they both decreased the accuracy and the power of it. For a move that already would be doing spread damage, I'm interested that they did that. I think doing one or the other was fine. But I'm not the one who makes those decisions, so of course they didn't consult me. Okay, move all you guys off here. Do you have first impression? All right, you do. Great. So we'll put Chicory here first, and then we'll grab you. Move this over her, and then give you that Mirror Herb. Now you might still see these get ready with me's depending on, I guess, just kind of how things go with champions. Because generally I'm still going to be building on Scarlet and Violet or other games and then sending it to champions, just so I can be efficient with my VP. It's a lot easier to grind in Scarlet and Violet than it is to do so in... I'd rather use that money, I guess is what I'm saying, in... Well, not money. I'd rather use the VP currency in champions and not have to spend it on the Pokemon, which I know that that's what it's there for. But for example, like if I were to draft several Mega Pokemon, I need 2,000 VP each just to get their Mega Stones. So I'd rather breed and trade those Pokemon, or train those Pokemon, excuse me, in Scarlet and Violet, than send them over to champions with their movesets already in place. That way, when they're there, I can do some small changes to make sure that they have the right things, but I'm not having to use another 2,000 VP on their actual movesets. Your moves are correct, your moves are correct, you're good. You just need Roost. And we need to put Sucker Punch onto Chigiri. So switch these back up. And switch these. Oh wait, no. Let's give that to here. Let's put it here so I don't lose it. That's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna put you in here. And so now I need to go find Roost. I don't suppose anyone around here these darn parts know Roost. No, we're gonna have to use our search function. Boom. I sound like Kit from Champion, I'm sure. No voice acting though, so it's all assuming that she would have a more southern-y accent or something. I don't know. Very cool character design though. For those of you who also enjoy Daisy Dukes, rather. So we are good on the Roost here, I believe. Did I get it? Yep. So your moveset is complete. We can put... Oops, not the boots. Not the boots! Anything but the boots. Okay, put that Pokemon back in the box. And let's give you back your Eviolite, so that way I don't forget. After that, we actually need this on you. And we'll put you here, and you here. And now we can give you Sucker Punch. Now, to make sure that I don't accidentally teach it Super Fang, we are going to move Sucker Punch into that first slot. And bring you right over here. You already have the Mirror Herb. This must be a lot of whiplash for these Pokemon to be like, oh, we're going to have a picnic. Oh, we didn't get to eat anything. Oh, we're going to have a picnic. Oh, we didn't get to do anything. But that's fine. They can deal. It'll be okay. So put you right here. And you have Sucker Punch now. Huzzah. Okay, so now we can put up our Mirror Herb and give you back your Scarf. Huzzah! And we'll put Blinky here too, because I have some Eevees to change now. Man, I should really max out that attack stat though, just because I am using Flip Turn with it sometimes. We'll think about that. That would just be a single bottle cap, which is not that bad. Okay, everyone else is good on their IVs. So now away to buy some vitamins. Now, as for a little bit of a treat for those of you all who are actually watching this. So I am going to be in the next season of the PPL. However that ends up going, it might end up being on Showdown, which would really abridge my get ready with me. But I'm also going to be in the next season of the NBBL, Nova's Bacon Battalion League, I believe is what it stands for. So it's like NBBLCL for Champions League. No, it'd be NBBCL, Nova's Bacon Battalion Champions League. Yeah, got it on the first try. Use the last take. So be on the lookout for those, because I will be not only uploading more, but doing more shorts. I also have a project in mind for a little bit more long-form narrations. That way you all have something to nod off and fall asleep to. But yeah, just a few things that are kind of in the pipeline that I'm interested in. Definitely bumping up against having less energy for things overall, I'd say. But that's okay, because we'll still get it done anyway. Now, Porygon's spread is complete, so he's good to go. So on Uvaro here, we need way less... No, wait, I need more speed and way less special attack. So with the special spread that I came up with, kind of like Minky from last week, for those of you guys who saw the battle on this past Sunday, sometimes you just have to try to figure out if you can live a hit. Now, I'm not normally a proponent of that battle style, because, like, why bother making sure hyper-specific living a hit if you can just kill your opponent or have a dedicated swap-in? But sometimes you just don't have a dedicated swap-in, and this overall metagame is not really conducive to that anyway. So right now we're at max special attack. I just need to be at 152. We're at 252, so we're going to use 10 berries to get down to that 152. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can count to 10, so now we have the right amount of special attack. And now we need to do 36 hit points, which I don't think I have any. I do not. So we're going to do that last. We will do 68 defense first. 6. And 8. And then... Yep, the rest can be dumped into HP. That'll do it. And now we'll just double check those stats right over here. We should be at... No, I have an extra point in my HP. Why? Alright, Oh, it's because I didn't do the speed properly. Darn it. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait, that means that there's also an extra point somewhere else then, right? Defense, should that be 153? It should. Attack, 174. That's correct. No, wait. Something's wrong with my attack. It should be different. Special defense is at 127. Is that correct? Ah, that's where those extra points are. So I have an extra point in HP and an extra point in the special defense. Here we are using that naive nature, so we really don't need the special defense. We are going naive just because I don't think I take a physical hit anyway here. And I do think I can take some neutral special hits, though. And since Vibrava has the same defense and special defense stats there, I'm thinking that I might have the better chance. I don't know. It might all literally not matter. We might just lead off on the first turn and get crit. Who knows? But this is just how we're going to be creative around being problem solvers, I'd say. I did not use enough to get rid of the maximum special defense there. Alright, Bravo, thank you for eating these berries and dealing with me, giving you things to eat. Here, eat this. Now eat this. Don't eat that. You ate too much. Here, eat this. Now eat it again. I mean, literally, that's what's going to happen here. Okay. So now we're at 257 speed. We don't have to mess with that. 174 attack. We don't have to mess with that. 68 defense. Defense is at 153. That's correct. And then... What? What am I missing? Oh, the speed. Can you guys tell that I'm not all there right now? Because I just looked at it. But also when you're talking while doing something, sometimes you just miss out there just a little bit. Alright, we're going to need quite a bit of speed, so I'm just going to go in and buy. We're just going to drop some bans on Carbos. If you were doing this and the bank noticed these types of purchases, they would contact you and say, hey, can you stop using your account for business transactions? Is probably what would happen. Alright, up. I don't know why I went to you. We're in Easto. Okay, so now 262 speed. That is correct. And 153 defense. So now I can put the rest into HP. Now we're good. It just took a little bit of finagling. And let me guess, that isn't enough. Oh no, it was just enough. Perfect. Alright. Our Vibrava is complete. There's not much to do here than just to verify that we have max, because I learned my lesson. I'm not ever going to have that happen again with a Pokemon like Ghastly. And then on to you, Jolly. Right now you're at max HP, max attack. What spread? I ended up going with near max speed and max HP, so we're just going to delete all that attack is what's going to happen there. A little bit counterintuitive, but I'm hoping with all the bulk ups that we can make that work, rather. Of course, I only need to use 26 berries to completely delete. That was the HP. Gosh darn it. Of course we only need 26 berries to completely delete our attack stat. There we go. As I foolishly deleted the HP that I needed. Naturally. Okay, so now it's back to 0, it looks like. Wait, I should have an extra point somewhere. Where is it at? 1, 202, 37? There it is. It's already in defense. That's where it is. Here we are going to put those extra points into our Spadef just to help out against a possible Ivysaur move. It's not that many points anyway. It's just a couple. But you know. Okay, so I just wasted money, but we are also patroning this store, so it's fine, right? We're not shopping on Amazon. We're patroning the local store. Is this a chain? This is a chain because this little logo shows up in other places, but it's not the little Rotom thing, so we know it's not the big corp, right? Right? We're gonna go with that. Carbos. So we need 240 speed. Boom. And then we need max HP, which I need to make sure that that HP stat is not divisible by Stealth Rock. It should not be. But let's make sure, because every time I assume, I end up regretting it anyway. And 3. Looks like 344 is our stat that we're working with here. Dang it, it is divisible by 4. Alright, so what about 3? Oh, I should have known that's divisible by 4. Anytime a digit ends in two things that are divisible by 4, I believe is the way to go. Divisible by 4. So 85 times 4 is 340. Yep, that'll be the one. Okay, so we don't actually want max HP. We want 248 HP. And that'll throw an extra point into our Spadef, is what we'll do. So that means we need to just use 2 Zincs to get us to 20. Blink. And now I can do the rest in HP without having to use any other berries to adjust. Nice! Alright, and now Rufflet. Windbreaker, the Rufflet, is good to go. 340. Wait, no, it should have been 343. Why did that happen? What did I mess up? 141, 237. There's another EV somewhere. What did I mess up? 137. Oh, it's in defense. Okay. I see it. I see it. That's why we have these lovely berries for quick adjustments on the fly. I believe Coachella is going on now, and I've never watched that before. But sound off in the comments if you're watching Coachella. What should I go check out? I heard that Creepy Nuts is performing at Coachella, the Don Da Don theme song. I am more of a bling bang born, but Don Da Don's opening theme is very, very good. So either way, that's just pretty cool that they're there. I don't know anything about Coachella though, so hopefully it is not a problematic place to be, he said, wincing, knowing that it probably is, because that's just usually how those things work out. Alright, 343 speed. Perfect, perfect. Up to Reboot now. Now Reboot, we are running the Adamant Nature on because we just need to make sure that we are faster than his fastest Pokemon, which is base 80 speed. And let me make sure I did this properly, because if I get it wrong, it could literally cost me the match. So we're just going to double check ourselves. With the little plus speed nature, 252. Yep, that means that I will outspeed his fastest Pokemon, even at +1, which will also help cover for if the, what's it called? A Dragon Dance coming out of the Crocodile, or a Dragon Dance coming out of the Corphish. I will outspeed those. Earlier I was worried about Crocodile using Trailblaze to boost its speed, but if it has Sheer Force, then that won't actually boost its speed. It'll get a damage boost from it, but it will not get a speed boost. So I thought that that was kind of cool. So here it looks like I have way too much HP. I'm at 295. I need to be 274. I don't feel like doing mental math, so we're just going to shoot in the dark and hope we don't do too much. 74. I don't remember what I said it was at. We're going to start here. I just said I didn't feel like doing mental math, and then I proceeded to try. It's like, no. Don't use those brain cells that way. 274, 277, 275, 272. Oh, we lose. Okay, so that means I can put the rest into speed. We're at 262. I should still have some carbos left over from the carbos I just bought. How much is the max? We're going to go 1 fewer than the max. We're going to go all the way up to 8 there. And boom, 282. Oh, I could have just done one more. That's fine. Right, 282 plus 2 more. Yeah, so I can just do one more. And that should not screw it up. Yeah, 285. We nailed it. Max attack, and the rest into HP. Now that it's a lot into HP. But I did run the calc, and I determined that adding in extra to HP is not actually going to end up mattering for this. So that is fine. Why am I at 272 HP and this says that I'm using all of my EVs? So that means I have something in... what? Looks like here is in defense. 272. That's fine. I'm just going to leave it. Because I don't think it will make too big of a difference here. 158 in defense. Boom. You know, with that chance to possibly live an Aquajet. Now, if the, it is worth noting, by the way, if the Croconaut is not boosted, Raboot does live the Aquajet. So, that is nice. But, if it gets to +1, my ways of handling that would be our, number one, the fact that this is still Scarf. But number two, it does still struggle to hurt Rufflet enough, unless it's carrying like an Ice-type move. Number 3, I have First Impression, which has higher priority than the Aquajet. Number 4, Tri-Attack from Porygon, if I can live a hit, which I can, which I believe Porygon can actually even live +2, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look here. Watch it get blown up in the calc. So, I'll switch this to a Life Orb. That's a Light Ball. Switch this to Life Orb. There we go. And Porygon. Bloop. Oh no, never mind. I was wrong. I was wrong. If he gets the +1, Porygon can take up to 80%, 82% from Waterfall. So that's not great. Not even close to living 2 of those. But interestingly though, if I trace his sheer force... right, I don't think it accounts for that on the calc, right? Yeah, it doesn't. So if I have sheer force on Porygon, that means that I can no longer burn or whatever. But then that means that my Tri-Attack's going to do an extra 30% damage. So that could be very cool. But I won't be able to burn, paralyze, or freeze anything. Okay, so now everyone has the correct moves. Now we just need to PP up the requisite moves, and we will be done. This actually was a pretty quick get ready with me. Once again, I'm running out of money, and I used a bunch of money immediately training some Mons for Champions. And I've already started drafting my team for the Champions League as well. So we are going to have to get some money. I actually might do a video explaining a few things about Champions and also things about Scarlet and Violet, because I think that people would benefit from knowing those different aspects of things there. But we'll have to see. I don't think I'll do some Earth powers. I don't think it's going to matter too much there. Now here is where it definitely is going to matter. So we definitely want Roost maxed out, and we definitely want Close Combat maxed out. I am going with Aerial Ace over Brave Bird. I know that there's a big power drop off, like literally half power. But when I'm setting up with Bulk Up, I do not want to miss my Brave Birds. I don't think I can afford to miss the Brave Birds, so that is why we're going with Aerial Ace. And for the majority of the Pokemon getting hit by Aerial Ace, they're still 2-hit KO'd by it after a single Bulk Up anyways. So that's where we're going with that. We'll do single one here. Alright, so here's the team. So a brief recap. We have Trick Room, Porygon, slower than the whole team with minus speed here, and ideally just throwing off Tri-Attacks. For my Trace targets, oh, I need to switch download to Trace actually. Because there's some great abilities that I can trace this week. Capsule. So for Trace targets, though, we could possibly get Sheer Force from the Croconaut. We can get Shed Skin from Dragonair. Chlorophyll from Ivysaur could be interesting in the event that she does bring Sun somewhere. Because Sun with Quilava, for example. Also, speaking of Quilava, Flash Fire, if I trace that I'm immune to the Quilava's own moves. I can trace Intimidate from the Staravia. I can trace Sturdy from Graveler. I can trace... I think that Corphish's adaptability could be interesting, but I think that would hurt to go up against in anyway. And then I don't think I get anything too useful from Swadloon. It gets Overcoat, I believe, and I think it gets Chlorophyll. Let me check really fast for its abilities. Oh, Leaf Guard is the other ability that I forgot. But Chlorophyll, again, could be interesting. But although I could trace the Overcoat from it, and then the Ivysaur wouldn't be able to put me to sleep, would be the benefit there. So yeah, there's definitely interesting abilities to trace out there. After that, we have our dedicated lead, which is Life Orb Vibrava, and it's just here to hopefully do a ton of damage. It has a little bit of a random EV spread, but it's not truly random because this is designed to make a guaranteed 2-hit KO coming from a Staravia Brave Bird. You will not be dropping me on the first turn. And it also helps me with that extra defensive investment to live hits from the Crocodile. However, it's very likely that Crocodile will just have an ice move anyway, because it could probably fit it on the set. Ghastly is just max here. I have it with Acid Spray to hopefully catch something like the Ivysaur trying to swap in. Since I don't have Nuzleaf, I can't remove any Eevee Lights this week, but I can debuff it on the way in and then finish it off with a Psychic. And also just Shadow Ball and Sludge Wave is good coverage against the whole team. One of our win conditions is definitely this Rufflet. Mid or late game, if I can get up a Bulk Up, then I can kind of wall depending on what she has remaining. I'm looking at Crocodile on my screen, which is why I keep defaulting to the male pronouns there. But I don't, and even then, Crocodile I believe is one of those 87 to, 17% or whatever it is. It's like 87.5% male because it's a starter. Anyways, that's why I keep going to that pronoun. After that, we have our Choice Scarf Reboot here just to make sure that I can outspeed the whole team. Even if something gets a boost, I want to be able to do that. And that's even more important because Sucker Punch is the same priority as, say, the Aqua Jet. So if my opponent gets the +1, I can still outspeed with Sucker Punch. The other nice thing is that Sucker Punch from Reboot into something like a coverage move or even like a first impression, that'll do a lot of damage. And finally, we have our Assault Vest on our Chinchou, because we just need Water Absorb to really take hits from something like Crocodile. And from there, we just have... I think this is the wrong set on Chinchou. Hold on. Hold. I'm pretty sure I put a bunch of HP on Chinchou. I don't think I put... I did not. Ooh. So let me fix Chinchou. See? You guys thought we were done. Don't blink. That sounds very threatening. I don't take it back, but that's not what I intended. So we need to get rid of, I think, all that special attack. Nope, not all of it. I'm leaving 72 special attack EVs. Am I currently maxed out? Because that'll make it easier. I am maxed out. Huzzah. So that does make that a little bit easier. And so I'm maxed out. So we just need to use... Don't pick the wrong berry this time now. Hondu to lower our special attack. 252 to 72 should be 180. Let's see if I did that right. No, I did it on the wrong Pokemon. I used it on Sir Billows. Okay, let's try it again. 252. Ah, man. Can't even be mad at a certain point. Okay, let's give Sir Billows back his freaking EVs. Calcium. Please remember to follow the recommended dosage. And what dosage is that? And does it matter if I'm just taking them orally, or if I'm grinding them up, or if I'm putting them into other food, or a suppository? I need more information, Glinda, is what I'm saying. Now, let's see if I did Blinky correctly here. If so, his stat should be at 166. And it is. So I did do it correctly. Very nice. So that means the rest can go into HP. Dang it, I should have brought more O's in there. Because that is definitely nowhere near the max. It's at 333. Chinchou randomly has a very respectable HP stat. I would like to just put it all into a defensive stat because I'm using the assault vest, like put it all into SPDF. But there is a chance I might be taking some physical hits too, so that's why we're going with HP this time. Man, talk about burning through some money today though. Made a couple of mistakes on the training. But it's okay guys, just take these supplements, we'll make up for it. It's not like you have to diet or exercise or anything, you just have to go on a picnic. Okay, so now 354, correct. 224. Nope, I need to put that speed back. 166. Yes, so that's all I'm missing, is I need to put the speed right back in there. Let me guess, that's not enough speed, if I had to guess. If I were a guessing man. Oh, it was literally just enough. Love to see it. Okay. Yeah. I had the wrong set on Chinchou. Granted, I would have only been doing more damage, so it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But much better to do it the right way now. So Chinchou, AV, has the right speed here. And that's just enough to outspeed the Crocodile once again, if it's Jolly. You have the right speed as well. 298, because you're adamant. You also have the same speed as Chinchou. Ghastly is 284, so he will speed tie with Quilava or Staravia. 262 speed is allowing me to tie with the Dragonair. The order of these moves is annoying me. Let's put, yeah, there we go. And let's check the order of the rest of them. Good, good, good. We're going to move these around too, actually. I think that is. Here my opponent does not have a ghost type, so locking into high jump kick actually can work out. Of course, high jump kick does have 90 accuracy, and we've already seen my luck with things that aren't perfectly accurate. However, that's the game we play. So now the team is correct, and I can actually properly lock it in here. So thank you all so much for coming to my Get Ready With Me video. I hope you all enjoyed this. Hopefully by the time I narrate the next thing, my tongue is healed. That'll also free me up for just a lot of things in life, for my general oral situation to be healed. But that is a little bit more adult than we need to be today, right? This is a children's game. This is a man's game. This is a boy's game. This is a girl's game. This is a person's game, you know? It's not just anyone's game. I can hear my editor snorting at me in the background. She knows what's up. She knows what's up. Hey, baby. You know what's up. Yeah, I'm going to call it here. Thank you all so much for watching. Sorry about the first part of the video. I hope it was entertaining, if nothing else. You have 8 minutes of stuff there. But yeah, that'll do it. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye, and good night.